Hi, boys and girls. This is Miss Mumford, and today we're going to be talking about adjectives and adverbs. The goal at the end of this lesson, you should be able to identify adjectives and adverbs in sentences. Adjectives. We've discussed adjectives before. Adjectives are words that describe a person, a place, or a thing. The green frog had a silly smile. Green is describing the frog. Silly is describing the smile. It can talk about the shape, the size, the color, or the number, or how many. It can talk about which one. For example, the tall boy raised his hand in class. It's describing which boy we're talking about. We're talking about the tall boy. It can tell how many. 10 students met their AR goal. It tells how many students. 10 is the adjective. It can tell you what kind, or it can describe it. I love the fluffy bunny. Fluffy is describing the bunny. So those adjectives are words that describe a noun, which is a person, place, or thing. An adverb describes a verb, which is an action word. It can tell how a verb was done or how an action was done. For example, the chef cooked happily. Cooked is the verb. How did he cook? He cooked happily. It can tell how often the verb happened or the action happened. The chef cooked daily. How often did he cook? He cooked daily. Cooked was the verb. Daily is the adverb. It can tell where a verb happened. The chef cooked outside. We'll find the verb. The verb is cooked. Where did he cook? He cooked outside. It can tell when a verb happened. The chef cooked yesterday. When did he cook? He cooked yesterday. How much? 10. How often? Daily. Where, when? It can be inside or tomorrow. And it sometimes ends with ly. So we're going to just look at some sentences and describe whether decide whether the word underline is an adjective or an adverb. It says Mrs. Gardner painted a beautiful picture. And I wrote some kind of questions I got to ask yourself to help you decide whether it is an adjective or an adverb. Is it describing a noun? Is it telling you about the shape, the size, the color, or the number? Then it is an adjective. If it is about the verb or the action, like how much, how often, where, when, it is an adverb. So let's look at beautiful. And let's even look at the verb, painted. Is it telling me anything about painted? It is not. Is it telling me something about the picture? It is. So it's describing that picture. It's telling me how it looks. So that would be what? And the adjectives, because it's telling me how that picture looked. Another helpful thing to remember is to just ask yourself, is the underlined word talking about the noun or is it talking about the verb? If it's talking about the noun, it is an adjective. If it's talking about the verb, it's an adverb. Here's another sentence. Mrs. Tingle quickly read the books. So we got to decide whether that underlined word, is it describing a noun or is it talking about a verb? So looking at that sentence, Miss Tingle quickly read the books. My verb is read. So is it telling me how she read the book? Or is it talking about a noun in the sentence? So I know that once I read this sentence again, Miss Tingle quickly read the book. It's telling me how she read the book. So it's telling me about the verb. So it is an adverb. It's telling me how she read that book. The next one. How do my new glasses look? Think about new. And what is it talking about? Is it talking about a noun or is it talking about a verb? I know new, it's talking about my glasses. So I know my glasses is a noun. So it's describing my glasses. So it is an adjective. How do my new glasses look? It's talking about my glasses. Adjective or adverb in this one. We played on the beach yesterday. Yesterday is the word I wanted to underline and I forgot. But yesterday needed to be underlined. So let's think about yesterday. What is it talking about? Is it describing a noun? It's telling me the shape, the size, the color, or the number of something. If it is an adjective. Is it telling me about the verb? Is it telling me how much, how often, where, or when I did something? It is telling me where I did something, so that is the adverb. It's telling me when I played on the beach. I played on the beach yesterday. 4 frogs sat on the log. 4 needs to be underlined because that's the word I want to focus on. So let's think about it. Is it describing a noun? Is it telling me the shape, the size, the color, the number? Or is it describing a verb? How much, how often, where, or when? If you said it's telling me how many, you are correct. So if it's telling me how many, it's telling me how many frogs, which is my noun. So it is an adjective. Now let's look at some words that are not in a sentence. So let's see if we can figure out whether it's an adjective or an adverb without the sentence. Let's think about the word. Is it what could it describe a noun or could it describe something, a verb or an action? So lazily. Lazily. And then you can think in your mind of a sentence. He walked lazily down the street. Or I lazily did my homework. So is that telling shape, size, color, or number? Or is it telling how much, how often, where, or when, or how I did something? It is telling how I did something. So lazily is an adverb. Remember that clue also. It ends in an ly. Tells how you did something. Sweet. Could sweet describe a noun or a verb or an action? Think about sweet apple. Apple is a noun, so that would be an adjective. Here. Think of a sentence. I want you to put it here. Is it telling me the shape, the size, the color, or the number? If it is, it's an adjective. It's telling me how much, how often, where, or when. It is an adverb. It is an adverb. Chewy. I ate a chewy cookie for dessert. Chewy. Is it telling me the shape, size, color, or number? Or is it telling me how much, how often, where, or when? Chewy cookie. So the cookie is a noun. Describing a noun is an adjective. So chewy is an adjective. Never. Could never describe a shape, size, color, or number, or how much, how often, where, or when. Could tell when, because I would never do it. So that would be an adverb. And circle. Shape, size, color, or number, or how much, how often, where, or when. That's pretty easy. Circle is a shape, so it is an adjective. You are now going to log into Seesaw to complete the adverb and adjective sort. You'll have words similar to the slide that I just did, where you just have the words and you got to decide whether it is an adverb or an adjective. You can refer back to this video if you need help.